As you can see, I'm just trying to give you a little thumbnail of what these projects are all about. They all go so much deeper and cover so much more ground. Our next one is called Our Next Greatest Generation. For a timely oral history project, students developed questions, conducted interviews, shot and then edited their videos into a documentary about the South Carolina National Guard members serving in Afghanistan and Iraq, many of whom were family members. Their research included programs from the History Channel, the Military Channel, Discovery Times, and CNN, and they gained a sense of history from the source rather than from the texts. The documentaries will become part of the South Carolina Military Museum, and they are airing on the local Time Warner Cable Channel. Their teacher is Perry McLeod from Richland Northeast High School in Columbia, South Carolina.
Isn't it cool to be recognized for something you really love to do? Thank you, Ben, and thank you, Mr. Barlow, for all your help with everything. Ben Brazil from Time Warner Cable in Columbia, South Carolina. And thank you to my budding little photographer over there taking all the pictures for me. Thank you, Steve. This project means a lot to me. About 5 years ago, we started interviewing World War II veterans. As they're disappearing so quickly, we have been very desperate to get those guys and women as well. And we've interviewed over 100 World War II, Vietnam, and Korean veterans. And in a project called Local Greatest Generation. Back in 2005, I'll tell you a little story why this project became so important to me. A young man, we were getting ready to play the state championship football game, which was good and bad in the end. But his name was Billy, and he was about 6'3", he played guard, and he was a nice kid, very quiet. And I looked in the back of the class one day, and his head was down, and he was crying. And if I get upset about this, I'm sorry. But I went back and talked to him, and I asked him what was wrong. He said, "My dad's being deployed to Iraq." And I said, because we live next to one of the largest training bases in the country, actually Fort Jackson, South Carolina. And 99% of our National Guard has also been deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. We have 3,000 troops right now serving in Afghanistan. So we're doing our part. And I asked him, and I talked to him, and as his tears flowed, my mind went back to the first grade, sitting in Miss Hall's class. Saw my first grade teacher, who was actually my dad's first grade teacher. And I remember sitting there, and the tears were hitting the big paper with my big pencil in my hand. And I remember her coming up to me and asking me what was wrong. And I told her my father was leaving for Vietnam that day. And I went and sat in her lap, and we talked about it, and it helped me get through that day. And Billy didn't sit in my lap, but it helped me help him. And then about a week later, Captain Scott Bell from the South Carolina National Guard shows up and says, "Hey, I've seen your project about the World War II vets. Would you like to do something with the South Carolina veterans? I mean, the National Guard." And I said, "Of course." So we've interviewed about 40 so far, and it's continuing, and I love it. It's great to hear the stories, and my kids love it. And we use, if you haven't seen Off to War and the War Diaries on the Military Channel and the other channels, you have to watch those, and it really makes a difference. And my kids will talk to the real guys, and we'll watch those in class, and it's huge. So I can't say thank you enough for the cable to help us out. And Steve coming to those programs, CNN, all those programs, it really makes a difference in their lives. And there's a little tag on our bags today that says talk to a vet or bring a vet to your class. Please do that. If you can invite them in, the old guys, and World War II are disappearing 1,500 a day. So if you can get them in there, please do. And also hi to my Hawaiian friends. I've used their digital stories in my class. I teach digital storytelling, so aloha.